It's 8 o'clock in Liberia. Good evening and welcome to News Days. 45 minutes of news presentation about Liberia and our own world. The name to see first Betty on top of this November 9, 2023 presentation and the headlines. With less than 4 days to the November 14 runoff elections, the United States government called on Liberians to turn out in mass and vote for the future of the country. Calm is said to have been restored after patient at the Ganta Rehab Block, the road leading to Sanique following the intervention of two permanent individuals of the country. Man aged 36 charged for negligent homicide for allegedly killing a man on a hunting spree in District 5, Maghibie County. And away from Liberia, authorities in Ghana launched a manhunt for the people who cut down a famous 300 years old cocoa tree believed to have healing power. The news bulletin, including the actual voices of the newsmakers, posts are all anticipated on the news program. We take a short break to be back. The juncture, let's now welcome the man Johnson Batoma with the news bulletin. Good evening, Johnson.
Good evening, Betty. Good evening to all. The United States government has called on Liberians to turn out in mass on November 14 to vote the future of the country. The Shashi affair of the U.S. Embassy, Catherine Whitaker, said the November 14 runoff presidential election is critical for the future of Liberia. Such Liberians must get fully involved to make their choice or the voices heard. He described the right to vote as very important and urged Liberians to use the vote to elect the leaders of their choice who will lead the country for the next 6 years. Speaking Thursday on the Truth Breakfast show, the U.S. diplomat said the impressive high turnout on October 10th showed Liberian determination and dedication for the betterment of the country. Madam Rodriguez at the same time urged all Liberians for the peaceful conduct of the October 10th election, thereby calling everyone to turn out on November 14 to choose among the two candidates as to who to lead the nation for the next 6 years. President George has sent a congratulatory message to the government and people of the Republic of Poland on the occasion marking the independence anniversary of the country on November 11, 2023. In his message to His Excellency President Andrew Dudu of the Republic of Poland, President Weir, on behalf of the government and people of Liberia, and in his own name, extended heartfelt felicitations and sincere best wishes to the government and people of Poland on the joyous occasion commemorating this historic milestone. Foreign Ministry release noted that President Weir also stressed that as the people of Poland celebrate this historic event, Liberia remains forever grateful to the government and people of Poland for long-standing relationships subsistent between the two countries and people. The Liberian leader also expressed gratitude for Poland's continuous support to Liberia, both bilaterally and through the European Union. He further expressed gratitude to the government and people of Poland for its hospitality towards the people of Ukraine in their righteous struggle to protect and maintain their territorial integrity. According to the release, President Weir and President George Weir further hoped that the bilateral collaboration between the two government and people will continue to grow for the benefits of the two government and people. Calm is said to have been restored after patient at the Ganta Rehab blocked the main road leading to Sanique City, Nima County. According to our correspondent, the protesters' action was in demand of what they called the lack of support for national government to the health facility for ceremonies. Our Nima County correspondent revealed that this is not a first time patient of the Ganta Rehab who have protested requesting support from the government. Meanwhile, our correspondent noted that the protesters later removed the roadblock due to the intervention of two individuals from the county. RCR Nima County correspondent named Madam Elif Gongruwei and the vice presidential candidate of the opposition Unity Party and Nima County Senator Jeremiah Kuhn as individuals who had separate meetings with the protesters. According to him, Senator Jeremiah Kuhn donated as 50 bags of rice and 100,000 Liberian dollars for the administration of the facility. Police in Magibi County has charged and a man aged 36 for negligent homicide for allegedly killing a man on the hunting spirit in District 5, Magibi County. The perpetrator, Moses Senwuru, who later turned himself over to the LMP, noted that he mistakenly took his colleague Moses Gondo as an animal and shouting in the hunting bush. Our correspondent noted or quoted Moses Sandodo as saying, and later threw the single barrel gun into the nearby river after the incident. RC Magibi County, that's our correspondent in Magibi County disclosed that despite turning himself over to the Liberian National Police, Magibi County Detachment, he was arrested, charged for negligent homicide, and is currently in police custody pending trial. The campaign coordinator of the opposition Unity Party, Amara Khan, says the party had discovered plans by the CDC to rig the runoff election. Khan accused the National Elections Commission of secretly changing some of its workers, including magistrates, voting operators, among others, to strategic areas across the country as means of allegedly helping the CDC wins the election. According to Khan, the Unity Party is not going to relent these allegations of fraudulent schemes. Instead, they will resist any plan by the CDC to rig this election. The former finance minister is therefore calling on Liberians to turn out and vote the Unity Party on November 14 runoff election aimed at liberating the country from people referred to as incompetent individuals. Also, he is also calling as he is calling for citizen action to protecting their votes by reporting any form of irregularities observed during the process of the elections. A stalwart of the opposition Unity Party is calling on Liberians to vote Ambassador Joseph Barker in the pending November 14 runoff election. Speaking to RCR News via mobile phone, Charles Benning described Ambassador Barker as the right candidate for the presidency. Benning disclosed that the Unity Party candidate, Joseph Barker, is qualified, competent to lead the country. Meanwhile, Charles Benning is also calling on Liberians to reject President George Weah's secretary bid because he said the CDC government was involved into corruption, secret killings, among others. He said the CDC-led government has massively failed the Liberian people. A member of the board of directors of the National Police Authority, Reverend Alfonso Dane, is challenging graduates of Smart University College to make the difference in the healthcare delivery system of the country. They want the graduates of the institution not to see or not to forget the numerous impact they have on the lives of others as they step into the world of healthcare. Speaking Thursday, during the 19th commencement convocation of Smart University College, the who proxied for Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Wilson Blamo, acknowledged the profound responsibility of the nurses that come with privilege of being a professional. He noted that as they embarked on their noble journey, they should expect challenges as well as reward, adding that dedication and commitment should be the driving force to the perfection. And away from Liberia, the authorities in Ghana have launched a manhunt for the people who cut down a famous 300-year-old kola tree, which was believed to have healing powers. The tree dates back to the Ashanta Kingdom, part of modern Ghana. That's the news bulletin. Is back to Josephus Betty for the continuation of the news program.
Something Batuman there with the news bulletin. One of the top stories we are following tonight. With less than 4 days to the November 14 runoff elections, the United States government called on Liberians to turn up in mass and vote for the future of the country. Let's take our first development on the news program. The United States government has called on Liberians to turn up in mass on November 14 and vote for the future of the country. The charge the affairs of the U.S. Embassy, Catherine Rodriguez, said the November 14 runoff presidential elections is critical for the future of Liberia. As such, Liberians must get fully involved to make their voices heard. She described the right to vote as very important and urged Liberians to use the vote to elect the leaders of their choice who will lead the country in the next 6 years. Speaking Thursday on the True show, the U.S. diplomat said the impressive high turnout on October 10 shows Liberians' determination and dedication for the better future of the nation.
Execution of elections on October 10th. Not only have I read reports from the and local polling stations in District 7, the polling stations in District 7, the impressive high turnout of voters shows your Liberia on a peaceful execution of elections on October 10th. Not only have I read reports from observers and local organizations that recognize the broad participation of Liberians and the generally peaceful atmosphere polling stations across the country, but I saw this for myself when I went out to observe multiple polling stations in District 7. The impressive high turnout of voters shows your determination and dedication to the future of your beloved country. Next week, you will have the opportunities to select your president and vice president for the next 6 years in the runoff election. More than ever, it's important to use your voice and your vote to make the right choice for you and your family's future. Continue to talk to your friends and family about the future of your beloved Liberia. Think about what you want for this country in the next 6 years and into the future. Listen to what the candidates are offering. Your right to vote is the most valuable tool a democracy offers for charting your family's destiny. Don't squander that very important right by not voting. Go vote. Make your voice heard again through the ballot box.
She at the same time said, as part of the U.S. and other international communities' effort to keep Liberians' election free, fair, and peaceful, they would observe the process and would improve visa restriction on anyone who undermines the country's democratic process. She further urged the government of Liberia to provide the joint security for budgetary allotment in order to ensure another peaceful run of elections on November 14.
In an effort to help Liberia keep elections free, fair, and peaceful, the U.S. and members of the international community will be observing these elections at polling and tabulation centers. The United States Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, announced before the last round of elections that we will impose visa sanctions on anyone who undermines Liberia's democratic process. For elections to be free and fair, they must be peaceful. That is why we always condemn violence and stop the spread of rumors and disinformation. The best way to do that is to not amplify hate messages, not retweeting, not reposting, or publishing on social media or other platforms what perpetrators of violence say or do. To ensure another peaceful round of elections, we urge the government of Liberia to make sure the Joint Security Task Force is provided its full budget. This is needed to secure the safety of the voters, polling staff, and the general public.
Catherine Rodriguez is the Charge Affairs of the U.S. Embassy in Liberia. President George Weah has sent a congratulatory message to the government and people of the Republic of Poland on the occasion marking the independent anniversary of that country on November 11, 2023. In his message to His Excellency Mr. Andrzej Dudu, President of the Republic of Poland, President Weah, on behalf of the government and people of Liberia and in his own name, extended heartfelt felicitation and sincere best wishes to the government and people of Poland on the joyous occasion commemorating this historic milestone. Calm is said to have been restored after patient at the Kanta Rehab Block, the route leading to Sanipuri City in Nima County. According to our correspondent, the protester action was in demand of what they called the lack of support from national government to the health facility for several months. Our Nima County correspondent revealed that it is not the first of a kind for patients at the Kanta Rehab to have protested requesting support from the government.
Early this morning, the patients from the Kanta Rehab blocked the main road leading to Sanipore in demand of what they call lack of support from the national government to the facility. Remember that this is not the first time for the patients at the Kanta Rehab to protest for support. According to them, the government promised to put the workers, that is the nurses at that facility, on government payroll. For over a year now, the government refused to do so. Again, they also said that the facility lacked essential medical jobs. So therefore, the staffers at that facility since Monday, they on a go slow, so the which have also negatively affected them. So this morning, they took to the street, the main road, and they blocked the road. The thing is about that the protest were peaceful. They blocked the main road in and calling on government attention to their condition because remember, the Kanta Rehab treats people with three major sicknesses, especially where you have people with tuberculosis, that is TB. They also treat Burundi also and the tropical also. These are very dangerous diseases that affect people on the foot, from the legs all the way to the foot. Sometimes get rotting, even almost at the point of amputating that particular individual. So they said that for since Monday up to today, the nurses are not being able to dress their soul. So it was based on that they came up to the road to call on the government attention to their facility. In the last 2 hours time, we saw the workers promised that they will go back to work because of the intervention from the two stakeholders of the county. But what they are saying now is that they are not going to hold on until all of one order because they said last year and it's about a year now. Promises have been made, but they are not being fulfilled. So to give that word to the honorable man that they will resume work, and the honorable man also promised them that he will take meet the necessary authorities so that some of the issues and concerns at the facility can be addressed.
Meanwhile, our correspondent noted that the protester later removed the rope due to the intervention of two permanent individuals from the county. Our Nima County correspondent named Madam Ide Gonglowe and the vice presidential candidate of the Unity Party in Nima County, Senator Jeremiah Kuhn, as individuals who had separate meetings with the protester. According to him, Senator Jeremiah Kuhn donated 50 bags of rice and 100,000 Liberian dollars to the administration of the facility.
The first person who came on the scene was Mama Edith Ogonglowe, who said that she wanted to meet the hair of the protesters, and she went at the facility, the Ghana Rehab Center, and held a meeting with them. While in the meeting, Nima County Senator Jeremiah Kuhn also arrived on the scene and talked to the patients, and they took the roadblocks from the main road, and they all visited the Ghana Rehab. But then at that location, he also held a meeting with the staffers and the workers union, and he promised that after the campaign process or before the day goes, he will make sure and call the health minister so that they can settle some of the issues that are coming up. But in so doing, Senator Jeremiah Kuhn was able to provide 50 beds of rice to the patients at that facility, and also providing 100,000 as Sukan until he can make sure and also get to government, the relevant authority. But he also able to provide 100,000 dollars to the nurses and staff that are working there in the meantime until they can go ahead to do what they're supposed to do.
The voice of Young Flomo, his RCR Nima County correspondent. Police in Maigibi County have charged a man aged 36 for negligent homicide for allegedly killing a man on a hunting spree in District 5, Maigibi County. The perpetrator, Moses Sangolo, who later turned himself over to the LNP, noted that he mistakenly took his colleague Moses Gondo as an animal and shot him in the hunting bush. Our correspondent quoted Moses Sangolo as saying he later threw a single barrel into the nearly river after the incident. Our Maigibi County correspondent disclosed that despite turning himself over to the Liberian National Police, Maigibi County Detachment, he was arrested, charged for negligent homicide, and is currently in police custody pending court trials. The campaign coordinator of the opposition Unity Party, Amara Conan, says the party has discovered plan by the CDC to rig the runoff elections. Conan accused the National Election Commission of secretly changing some of its records, including magistrate polling operators, among others, to strategic areas across the country as means of allegedly helping the CDC win elections. According to Conan, the Unity Party is not going to relent on these allegations of fraudulent scams. Instead, they will resist any plan by CDC to break these elections.
Let me say this. We know them. We got three systems. Because we know that they will attempt to crash our system. We're not disclosing the location of our data center. We got three systems. If you tamper with one, the other two will work. There's no way you can crash all three. So I just want to assure our voters, your job is to go out and vote. Your vote, we will protect your votes and we will account for them. The other system is taking account of all of the votes, including the images of everything that happened. I want to call for citizen action. If you're tired with your living condition, if your living condition is worse off today than it was 6 years ago, you must act. God is not going to come down to change it. Jesus Christ will not come to change it for you. Neither will Muhammad come back to change it for you. You have to vote and vote, and you have to make sure that you are concerned that you take your vote from you and give it to somebody else. So it's important for us to tell our people not to sit home. Look at Monrovia. Are you happy that all in your neighborhood, dumper, all the people who have become dumper, the hospital, wow, there's a big dumper there. How do you expect the same people to get well when the air that is putting pressure on their immune system, making it difficult for them to recover? Do we understand that? Dollar, people selling there, every day they get time for. Do you understand where you're getting time for every day? Because you say not near dumper to earn your living. Is that how God created you for you to accept that? You shouldn't do that. You should be angry, and you should show your anger through your vote. And you need to change that because they've proven for the last 6 years that they cannot manage the city. So what the action we make, come out, vote to vote, and don't just vote and go down or go to place. Be around there to make sure when you see anything suspicious, you call it out.
The voice of Amara Conan. He is the campaign coordinator of the opposition Unity Party. If you're just tuning in, you are listening to Newsdesk, 45 minutes of news presentation about Liberia and our one world. We are following tonight. With less than 4 days to the November 14 runoff elections, the United States government called on Liberians to turn up in mass and vote for the future of the country. Now back to this story. Police in Magibie County have charged a man aged 36 for negligent homicide for allegedly killing a man on a hunting spree in Magibie, District 5, Magibie County. The perpetrator, Moses Sengolo, who later turned himself over to the LMP, noted that he mistakenly took his colleague Moses Kudu as an animal and shot him in the hunting bush. Our correspondent quoted Moses Sengolo as saying he later threw the single barrels into the nearby river after the incident.
After getting the information about the incident in Konankole District number 5, Magibie County, about one Moses Gondo, who happened to be the victim of Bele Patra, was then shot by one Moses Senwolo, 836, and immediately Moses Senwolo dropped the gun into the river and ran quickly to the village and then came to Kakata to report himself to the National Police that he had shot and killed citizens of the district. So he was being arrested, though he submitted himself to the National Police when he was then arrested by the police, and he was able to explain himself to the Liberian National Police what went wrong. According to him, he saw this fellow in clothes of an animal, and so when he pointed the light at the night hour, and he definitely shoot out a single barrel gun, and then what he got was out, and he ran. Then he saw this fellow who had been shot by him, so he threw out his gun into the river, and he ran out from the town and came to Kakata and reported himself to the National Police. So, according to the police, the CID, the criminal department,
A star of the opposition Unity Party is calling on Liberians to vote for Ambassador Joseph Boycott in the pending November 14 runoff elections. Speaking to RCR News Thursday via mobile phone, Charles Benny described Ambassador Boyka as the right candidate for the presidency. Benny disclosed that the Unity Party candidate is Joseph Boyka. The Unity Party candidate, Joseph Boyka, is qualified, competent to lead the country.
If you had to give reason in which you think that person we had should I be given the second chance, or be a reason? If you had to give reasons, I'm saying personally knowing the primary responsibility of the government. First and foremost, I said to protect lives and property. I don't think that person brought as front when it comes to my economy. It's not working well. First and foremost for me. National security, second, the health of the nation. People are sick, they know medication, they know good doctor, nobody equipment that knows the cases, and therefore people are dying prematurely. If you cannot address those major issues, what makes you, a good government? The government has showed on the front. As far as I see it, this is about friendship, this is about the working of people. All have family in Nigeria. And for someone from the setting we are from, we cannot run, we are not finding border open that we can just cross the border to going to Ivory Coast or going to Guinea or going to Sierra Leone or go to Trinidad and come back. Now, people do not have money to leave your country, there's some are doing going to Ghana, Nigeria, India to take, or America to take treatment, they don't have it. That's why it's important for me. I don't think they are done well on that front.
The voice of Charles Benny, he is a star of the opposition Unity Party, calling on Liberians to vote Ambassador Joseph Boyka for the pending November 14 runoff election. Meanwhile, Charles Benny is also calling on Liberians to reject President Weah's second-term bid because he said CDC government was involved into corruption, secret killing, among others. He said the Weah-led government has massively failed the Liberian people. A member of the board of directors at the National Port Authority, Alfonso Den, is challenging graduate of Smart University College to make the difference in the healthcare delivery system of the country. Among the graduates of the institution, not to forget the enormous impact they have on the life of us as they step into the world of the healthcare. Speaking Thursday during the 19th commencement convocation of Smart University College, Dean, who proxy for Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Wissa Blamo, acknowledged the profound responsibility of the nurses that come with the privilege of being a professional.
Let me begin by thanking the Board of Trustees, the President, the teaching staff, administrative staff of this noble institution for contributing immensely to the human resource development of our country, particularly in raising experts and raising new experts in the field of healthcare delivery and other career disciplines. Thank you for the job well done. Graduates, you have reached the summit of your academic journey, and I want to congratulate each and every one of you for the hard-earned success. Today, we have gathered not only to celebrate your remarkable achievement, but to also acknowledge the profound responsibility that comes with the privilege of being a nurse. You are about to embark on a journey that is unlike any other, a path filled with challenges and reward, where your dedication and commitment will make the difference in this profession of saving lives. It is not just a task, it is a calling that requires unwavering dedication, compassion, empathy, and selfless service. As you step into the world of healthcare, never forget the enormous impact you can have on the life of others.
Meanwhile, Reverend Dean said nursing is not just a profession, but rather it is a vocation that requires a commitment to patient at health facility.
Your actions have a profound impact on the life of those you serve, and your commitment to their well-being will not go unnoticed. Nursing, I repeat, is a noble profession, and the role each of you play in healthcare is pivotal You are the healers. You are the caregivers and the advocates for those in need. As you form part of the 19th convocation of this great institute, may I remind you that your impact goes beyond just the hospital walls. It extends to the families, to the community that rely on your expertise and your care. You are coming out at a time of health challenges, diseases in most part of West Africa have not been aggressively addressed. New cases are emanating each day, making it more difficult to manage by stakeholders in health intervention programs. Limited resources against rapid population growth in the midst of poverty, a high level of nutritional deficiency, lack of organizational program integration, inadequate awareness for prevention measures, wrong structures, wrong political will by many leaders to fight and tackle the need that arises each week.
Reverend Alfonso Dane is a member of the board of directors at the National Port Authority, speaking there on Thursday during the 19th commencement convocation of Smart University College. A former senatorial candidate in Riverside County, Gabriel Buchanan Smith, has officially declared his support for the second term bid of President George Weah. Smith, who previously served 2 terms as representative for Grand Bassa County, advocated for President Weah's re-election, emphasizing the need for the president to continue and complete ongoing projects while initiating new ones. In a press conference in Monrovia, Smith called upon all supporters to rally behind President Weah and ensure his victory in the upcoming presidential runoff scheduled for November 14.
After a period of extensive engagement with the 2 political parties, that is the CDC and the Unity Party, that have been qualified by the National Election Commission for the presidential runoff in our country, and having conducted extensive and intense consultation with my family, friends, and supporters across the country, we have reached a point that requires us to make a very critical decision that will define our political life for the next 6 years. That decision has to do with looking at the 2 political parties that are in the race and make a determined will as to which of them to support in this highly competitive presidential runoff. Considering the present reality of our time and of our social political conditions, and in consideration of what we would term an earnest and deliberate effort by the CDC government under the leadership of President George Weah to address some of the existing challenges of our country with respect to rural development, the alleviation of the burden of school fees and wise fees from parents in this very difficult moment of our history, and what we consider the ardent desire of President Weah to complete ongoing development across the country, we have reached a point to give our full endorsement for the second term of President George Weah, which in our view will allow him to complete ongoing development projects across the country, as well as engage in new ones.
Gabriel Buchanan Smith is a former senatorial candidate in Riverside County, calling on supporters of the county to vote President George Weah for the second term bid. The Minister of Finance, Samuel Tuwe, was on Wednesday chased out of the campus of the GW Gibson High School in Monrovia by protesting students. The students were protesting against the minister reported promise to feed them for 3 days when he pay a visit on the school campus on Wednesday. In a video posted on the official page of Spoon TV, the student could be heard chanting, "We don't want food, we want good life." The protesting GWKFC students who were seen chasing after Minister 12 vehicles said they do not want politics on their campus. Some protesting students there in the GWKFC High School were chasing Liberia Founder Minister Samuel Tuer from their campus. In another development, finance Development Planning Minister Samuel Tuer says propaganda and lies have been the biggest challenge of the city's government over the last 5 years. Minister Tuer emphasized that majority of Liberians throughout the country have been fed with lies coming at the time of difficulties caused at the tough global economic situation.
The government's biggest challenge in the last 5 years is nothing more than propaganda and lies. And that's our biggest challenge. Our biggest challenge is that the broad mass of Liberians throughout the country have been fed garbage and lies, packed up in a form that makes them want to believe it, coming at a time of difficulty. So the circumstances aided and abetted the lies. Because of the tough global economic national situation, people say anything, people are angry, people get frustrated, people believe it. And many of these people are in the media. So, Mr. Minister, I think the country has to have a conversation about media institutions and their commitment to quality reporting and objective truth, because that has ramifications for instability in the country. We've seen that. It's a major thing. People get on the radio and just say anything. I'm glad that there are fact checkers that have emerged recently, but I think the fact checkers are too slow for my comfort. Yeah, I'm challenging the fact checkers also. I don't think the fact checkers are rigorous. I don't think they have had the platform to tell the Liberian people, when this person says this, we will come immediately. You'll listen to us to counter that. If we say that thing I mentioned, the propaganda, then you don't believe that. I don't think the fact checkers have risen to that challenge. So they're still at a low level. So many people will just hear what's on social media, will hear what people say on radio. Former government officials, some of them clueless, some of them know what they're talking, but because they are former government officials, they just talk. Somebody will say, send a former minister of finance, where he said maybe they're looking at the truth, because the man does not even know. The man who talking, the former man, the person who he's trying to influence don't know. It's a whole confusion. So we need to really, really settle down our democracy. And so we're here because this presents a clear opportunity for us to do that, to talk about the president. And the first man you want to thank here in this public gathering.
Meanwhile, Minister Tuer said no precedent in modern democracy of Liberia to have difficulties as compared to President George Weah. He blamed the Liberian media for promoting negative propaganda, which he said has negatively affected the image of the government to the outside world. He spoke during a briefing at the Ministry of Information on Liberia's success in this Millennium Challenge Cooperation scorecard for fiscal year 2024.
His Excellency Dr. George Weah. extraordinary leadership he has shown over the last 5.5 years, almost 6 years now. No president has faced the difficulties that we have faced. No president in our democracy. Where there have been presidents who've not had to deal with democratic rights. There have been presidents who've had all the power to themselves and no restraint, meaning anything the president say that, hey, you criticize and you put you in jail. That's not difficult. Talking about facing something when somebody calls your man, you can't do anything to the person because of the dispensation you're in as a president. Somebody lie on you, say you steal, you can't do nothing because the person constitutional right are protected. George Weah is the first social media president. There will be other social media presidents coming after George Weah, but he was the first one to start dealing with the lies and the propaganda that have now been dispelled by the scorecard that we're talking about today. Because the biggest rap on the president and the government is the quality of governance is low. People just doing anything in the country. There's no structure. There's no thing. All the indicators are going by. Nothing. They're not doing anything. They're doing nothing. They're just there. I mean, how can somebody come to power 5 years with all the things that you see? And the frustration is that sometimes the media people, they know the truth. No, let me tell you, I've changed my position. I used to believe that truth has an objective essence in politics, meaning 2 + 2 is 4. Whether a media man says it's 5, it is not. When we came to power, that was my position. 2 + 2 is 4. You know my position now? My position is if the media says 2 + 2 is 5, then it is 5.
Samuel Twe is Liberia Finance Minister. Integrity Watch Liberia has launched a 2-day workshop on campaign financing, welcoming all established political parties in Monrovia to participate. The training commenced with an opening ceremony, during which Integrity Watch Executive Director Howard Adu outlined the workshop objectives. Adu explained that the primary goal for the training is to familiarize political parties with best practices and regulations related to campaign financing. That's all the time we got to be with you on the News Desk program. But before we take leave of you, let's recap all of those stories we've been following tonight. With less than 4 days to the November 14 runoff elections, United States government called on Liberians to turn out in mass and vote for the future of the country. Calm is said to have been restored after a patient at the Kanta Rehab block leading to San Quili, following the intervention of 2 individuals of the country. Man aged 36 charged for negligent homicide for allegedly killing a man on a hunting spree in District 5, Maghibie County. And away from Liberia, authorities in Ghana launched a manhunt for the people who cut down famous 300 years old cocoa tree believed to have healing power. We love to say many thanks for your listening role. Many thanks to all of our affiliate stations that relay the news program. Johnson Batoman brought for us the news bulletin. We sincerely apologize that we could not bring for you sports. Cooper Sanga sat up control and coordinated all of the sound aspect while Maya Tombi sat behind the camera. Josephus Betty is my name. I presented. Bye-bye.
When it comes to communication in Liberia, Orange is number 1.
Orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Oh, Orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Strongest network, widest coverage.
Orange is the best.
Fastest internet speed.
Orange is the best.
People, Orange is the best.
Yes,
Orange is the best. Naratama, what is the woo? Copenhagen, that's the people got Orange. Top of number 1. So we need to.
company is my Orange. I don't got the best.
Orange will more you the telephone on phone.
Reliable, trusted, and dependable.
Orange is about 7.
Yeah, orange is low.
Orange is the best.
It's all about what matters to you. Orange.
Let me make sure I got all the sanitary items I need. I'm checking my list. Oh, yes. One more item. Let me have a big bottle of Dettol, yeah, across the board.
Yes, it. The total amount is 3,000 LD.
Okay, let me give you your money. Hey, my people. I can't find my purse. Lola, I left it on my kitchen table. My husband is rushing me too much. What's I'll do now?
Don't worry, Costa Homo. You can pay with your phone. Yes, the code here on the wall.
Awesome. Yes, I do have money on my phone.
With Orange Money, making payments for goods at your favorite store with your merchant is as easy as ABC. Dial *144#, select currency, select Pay with Orange Money, and follow the instructions. With Orange Money, life is easier. No stress.